Hello, students. Today I am going to begin with page number 33, third paragraph. One dark evening, as he was trudging along the road, he caught sight of a little grey cottage by the roadside and he knocked on the door to ask shelter for the night. So, as we have already discussed in our previous session about the tramp or the peddler, that he was walking along the road with a great burden of that rat traps, and he was plodding through the roadside. So now he have just reached to a grey cottage where he will take shelter that night. Nor was he refused, and nobody refused him also. Like the grey cottage where he arrived, he knocked there and he asked for the shelter, but nobody refused him. Instead of the sour faces which ordinarily met him, the owner, who was an old man without wife or child, was happy to get someone to talk to in his loneliness. Now, what was the reason behind this? Like the man who was residing in that grey cottage, he was all alone. Like he doesn't have a wife nor the child. So what did he do? He welcomed him very with a warmth. He welcomed him. Immediately he put the porridge pot on the fire and gave him supper. Now, what did he do? Immediately, as if saw, like he was very much happy to have a guest, and he immediately put on the porridge in the pot on the fire to give him dinner that night. Then he carved off such a big slice from his tobacco roll that it was enough both for the stranger's pipe and his own. And he also took out the tobacco roll to even offer that stranger's pipe and even to his own also. Finally, he got out an old pack of cards and played Jolis with his guest until bedtime. Now, what did he do? Soon he took out his cards also to play Jolis. Jolis means it is a kind of like game. They both tried to play, and they just going till going to bed. They played and they enjoyed that game also. The old man was just as generous with the confidences as with his porridge and tobacco, and old man was very much generous, and he was also very much happy because he offered him porridge also and tobacco also. The guest was informed at once that in his days of prosperity his host had been a crofter at Ramjo Ironworks and had worked on the land. Now he just informed his guest that he is very much happy to announce that this crofter means the old man, he was a crofter. Crofter means, I have already mentioned you in the beginning, that a person who owns a farm or on a rent. So he was just working in those days, like in his young, when he was very much young at that time, in Ramjo Ironworks, and had worked on the land, and he used to work there on the land. Now that he was no longer able to do day labor, it was his cow which supported him. Now he's saying, as if now I could not do that much labor because now I'm not that much young, now I am very much old. So now whatever what all, I am getting a support, that is through my cow. Yes, that bossy was extraordinary. Yes, of course it is extraordinary. She could give milk for the creamery every day, and last month he had received all of 30 kroner in payment. Now he's saying that is that much good cow that last month he received 30 kroner in payment, as if he got that due to that bossy only, due to that cow only. The stranger must have seemed incredulous, for the old man got up and went to the window, took down a leather pouch which hung on the nail in the very window frame, and picked out three wrinkled 10 kroner bills. Now soon, just discussing these things, within that time only, this person, this crofter, he went to that window pane just beside him, and it started taking out that leather pouch in which he have put that kroner, 30 kroners, and he was hanging that on a window frame. So he took it out and he started showing him to that stranger. Actually, how could we do that, isn't it? As if we don't know the person who have come to our house and how he might be. So but he started showing him, he have shown that much kind of confidence in him. These he held up before the eyes of his guest, nodding knowingly and then stuffed them back into the pouch. Now he started nodding and then stuffed them back into the pouch. He has shown him, and soon he put that into back into the pouch. The next day both men got up in good season. The crofter was in a hurry to milk his cow, and the other man probably thought he should not stay in bed when the head of the house had gotten up. Now what happened? The next day they both got up very early, and crofter was in very much hurry because he have to milk his cow and he moved towards that. So even this man also thought, if even if this my owner of the house have gotten up so much early in the morning, why could I sleep? So he also got up. They left the cottage at the same time. The crofter locked the door and put the key in his pocket. The man with the rat trap said goodbye and thank you, and thereupon each went his own way. Now crofter locked the door. He also just locked the door, and he also put his key in his pocket, and he started moving. Okay, then he bid a goodbye to him, and he also left the place. Means that rat trap seller, that peddler, he also left the place. But half an hour later the rat trap peddler stood again before. However, he only went up to the window, smashed the pane, stuck in his hand, and got hold of the pouch with the 30 kroner. Now within that half an hour later, means that rat trap seller, he came back through his way, and he just went to that grey cottage, and he just smashed that window pane, and he just tried to take out that pouch, and he got also. So afterwards he just took out the 30 kroner from it. He took the money and thrust it into his own pocket, and he kept in his pocket. Then he hung the leather pouch very carefully back in its plate and went away. Now what did he do? He put that leather pouch back, and he went on his way as if he wanted to go. As he walked along with the money in his pocket, he felt quite pleased with his smartness, and now he was very much happy. He is thinking that yes, he is very much smart, as if he went back and he took out the money and he came back. That crofter even didn't come to know also. He realized, of course, that at first he dared not continue on the public highway but must turn off the road into the woods. Now he thought, if I'll just take this public highway, what will happen? It will be easy for them to catch me if that crofter will come to know, and if he is going to give any police case. So what happened? So he thought it might be better if I am going to this wood means that forest area. So he started taking that way of forest. During the first hours, this caused him no difficulty. Later in the day, it became worse, for it was a big and confusing forest. First, he didn't feel anything like bad. Oh, he might be caught in that forest, but now it is very much confusing. He's not at all getting any way to just come out of that forest, so which he had gotten into. He tried to be sure to walk in a definite direction, but the paths twisted back and forth so strangely. Now the path he is walking anyhow, any definite direction he is not getting, but he is walking and walking, and he is very much tired also. So but the paths, and it, because it is twisted and very much strange to him, because he never came to that road any previous in any previous time. So he walked and walked without coming to the end of the wood, and finally he realized that he had only been walking around in the same part of the forest, and finally he found nobody else is there. He's all alone and is walking into that forest. All at once he recalled his thoughts about the world and the rat trap. Now again he is recalling that words, as if the word rat trap, it is used here as if metaphorically, and it is used as a world. It is just like a rat trap where everyone is setting a bait, and due to our greediness, we are trapping into this world, and this is just a rat trap. So in that manner he's recalling that now his own turn had come. He had let himself be fooled by a bait and had been caught. Now he himself had been caught in this rat trap. Now this forest was a rat trap to him. The whole forest, with its trunks and branches, its thickets and fallen logs, closed in upon him like an impenetrable prison from which he couldn't never escape. Now he's thinking how he could escape, as if this forest has been just to him is a impenetrable prison from where he could never escape. So he started thinking that. So I hope till here you got, and next page and paragraphs will be following in our next session. Thank you.